So hello guys and welcome to a new video. In this video I'd like to show you what is the best way to export your project, and I'm also gonna explain you how to make an alpha render. Sometimes I've got an example right here when my composition got a mask on it. You can see it's transparency beneath it, and I have to export it as an alpha channel so I can use it with my other projects and it is not just black. So it's transparency on it. So let me explain you the best way how to do it. I'm using Adobe After Effects CC. Sometimes when you're using CS6 or CS5, it's a little bit different than the CC versions, the Creative Cloud versions. Well, let me explain you how to create the alpha channel. The first thing I always do when I'm creating the alpha channel is doing a render within After Effects, and that's basically the best way to do it. You could use Adobe Encoder, but that doesn't really support alpha things, and it's a little bit different to do it than within After Effects, and in After Effects it's just the most easy and fast way to do it. So select your composition and then go to Composition, Pre-Render, click on it, and let's click on the output module. Now it says Custom AVI, and that's what we want. Select it. And make sure that your video output is enabled and you have selected RGB and alpha, not just alpha, RGB, so it's color and alpha. And you can resize it if you want, but that doesn't really matter because it's already full HD, and that's what my composition resolution is, so that's okay for now. Well, that's basically it for the setup. You don't have to look at the codec, it's just all set up how it should be. So press OK, and then we can make a location where it should export it to. So here's my test alpha, and now I can just render it. So I can just click on the render and it does its work. So it's saying now, it's saying I've lost some footage. That's because I've deleted some of my files. I've transferred them to another map, so I don't render it for now. It's just you won't get this error as I have, so cancel it. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is how to render it the best way for maybe YouTube or for other things you are going to use. What I always do, I select my composition, go to Composition at the top, and then add Adobe Media Encoder Q. So let's click on that. So yeah, we are now right in Adobe Media Encoder, and this is a little bit more advanced than After Effects. Most of the time I drag my projects into Media Encoder so I can have a little bit more of control to my export settings. Most of the time I use H.264, and that's basically it. Yeah, well, the file size is a little bit lower than, well, a little bit, it's a lot lower than where you are using some other codecs things, like when you're making a QuickTime file, it's like 10, or no, it's maybe bigger, it's just so huge. And H.264 is just an MP4 file, and it's maybe like 20 MB or something, and it's small and the best way to export it. So I'm selecting H.264, the file name and the path where I should export it to. So I make this one test MP4. Okay. It's all Dutch here, right? You can see it's all Dutch, but I guess you guys are using the English layout. Choose me for that. You can change the render area, but I only have to render 4 seconds. As you can see, it's black beneath it because it's not an alpha render, but that doesn't really matter. Make sure your resolution is okay and you have selected the audio, so it's exporting audio as well. Sometimes you forget that, but so make sure you have selected an audio, and like here, audio and video, and that's basically it. Press OK and it does its work by clicking on this play button. So there we go, it's rendering, and there's your video. So thanks for watching. If you got any questions about it, just leave it in the comments and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!